remember when my agent called me and he said, listen, I want to send you a movie. Now, I'm not sure what you're going to think about this. And I read it. I called him right back, and I said, absolutely, set it up. I can't. I've got to meet a guy that wrote this. That's Quentin. You know, that's who he is. To say that he's an original is, I don't know, it just sounds like too much of a cliche.
Well, obviously, I mean, this one and Rubber, I mean, they both have such a unique tone to them. Does that translate into the set? I mean, what is the environment he maintains on the set?
This isn't your typical set experience, because in part, you know, this is a very, you know, fly by the seat of your pants indie movie. It's not like, you know, working on the Lone Ranger or something where it's, you know, you have all the time in the world. You have no time in the world on a film like this. You know, I love that, and I appreciate that sort of filmmaking. But this was really driven, you know, to get back to your original question, this is driven by the director and his vision and a story that's is nonlinear, to say the least. You know what it is. You read the movie. You're like, wow, okay. And you listen, and you listen to the director and have him take what he's giving, and you just try to find what is the moment that he's looking for. It's a pretty quick process, you know. I mean, I think we shot this whole film in, I don't know, 17 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell me what that does for you as an actor, because you're in such a terrific position where you do a great number of bigger studio movies, and then you have freedom to do the smaller independents. Is there at all any kind of benefit to working at a faster pace like you do on the indie films?
No, I don't think there is a benefit. I think they're all wonderful. You know, a lot of it is preparation for yourself too. Listen, when you go to work on an indie film, and you know that day I'm going to do that scene in Spark Like and Wrong, basically you're going to speak for about 2 pages. You know what? You know, odds are you're not going to do that on a big budget. On a smaller film, we're going to do that scene today, then we're going to do this other scene, then we're going to do this scene and this scene. You know, a smaller film, you know, what your preparation is has to be ready for the day. Different on the bigger budget. It's just not going to, you know, they have the money to take the time. And oftentimes there's special effects involved. Well, that's a different experience. It's not easier. It's just, it's not harder. I don't find it. No, I just find that the spirit and the rhythm of something like this is, hey, you know what? You know, craft service isn't that whole truck over there. It's like, you know, organic sandwiches being made right now. It's this table over here with M&M. It's okay. It's just different.
Well, I guess from an actor's standpoint, when I was talking about does it alter the process at all? I mean, does it allow for more spontaneity, because you really don't have the luxury of time to second guess your choices?
Yeah, you know, I still come back to the same thing where I think when in Rome, when you're shooting a film like Wrong, I don't think like, wow, it's going to be a different kind of day today. You know, I know what kind of day it's going to be. I know what kind of movie we're shooting. I know what the budget is. But, you know, be that as it may, it is what it is. What's more important is trying to find the guy, trying to find what it is, trying to capture the director's vision on something. All of that is no different, no matter what the movie is. Now, I have to tell you, it doesn't make a difference to me. When they hit the sticks and the actor says, no, and it's time to roll, I'm not really looking around thinking like it's, you know, for a $50,000 budget or $200 million. I'm not really thinking. Once the sticks hit, all I'm thinking about is trying to find the guy. You know?
Yeah.
And fully realize it.
Now tell me about finding the guy, because Master Chang is such a unique creation. Did it feel like you kind of had no boundaries to work within when you were building this character?
Well, you know, listen, first of all, right off the bat, his name is Master Chang and he's a white guy. So already we got some space, you know what I mean? We got a little room to go here. Self-made multi-millionaire that's like this dog guru. And See, to me, it's listen, I don't want to get into too much actor sort of like about, what my process was or something. Jesus, I'll fall asleep talking about it. But I did know, kind of getting back to your question, do you feel like you had so much room to go play with this? Well, I think it's kind of built in that there's a lot of room. He's a dog guru. His name is Master Chang. He takes people's animals so they can appreciate what it's like not to have them. Then he loses one of them. Listen, we've all met some spiritual people, some great, lovely, you're around them, it's just so great. And we've all met some, one or two in our lifetime that they went to another place, a preciousness that's just a little bit odd. I feel like Master Chang kind of went that way. Mm-hmm. And kind of became a little bit bigger than the enlightenment of it all. In there, like I say, I rarely talk about the inner workings of characters, but somewhere in there lies an awful lot of room to interpret.
You are fantastic in one of my all-time favorite movies. It's a movie that means so much to me, and that's Heat. And, speaking of unique directors, Michael Mann definitely falls in that category, but tell me about his kind of meticulous nature of directing and what that gives you as an actor.
Michael's meticulous?
That's what I've come to understand.
Yeah, I remember the first night that we were shooting Heat, and the first 2 days of principal photography were pretty much the office building where Van Zandt was. Just the first day of shooting, it must have been 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and we were on take 7. I asked Michael Mann if it's something I should try, and he said, no, you keep trying it, that I would, it's up there, I would find it. Or maybe I already did it. I don't know. Is he meticulous? Yeah, I gathered that. Yeah. He wanted things a certain way, for sure. We were very specific about wardrobe, very specific about the rehearsal. But you know what? Through it all, I have to tell you, I loved being around him. Loved being on set with him.
And finally, we had a lot of listeners, before I let you go, a lot of listeners asking about Prison Break. And I kind of want to know about that experience in this aspect of the experience. When you're working on a TV series like that, I would think that you form a bond with your company that's pretty strong, for an extended period of time. Do you mourn at all when that ends and you leave that family?
I embrace change. And when something finishes, listen, I have friends that I'm very close to that, they really kind of mourn it wow, man, kind of withdrawal from the whole thing. I'm never that guy. I love the plane ride home. I love thinking about what I just did, and hopefully that it's good, that I did well in it, and I look forward to the next thing. Prison Break was one of those very unique things where we shot it in Dallas, and I came home. Yeah, it's one of those things where, there's still a couple of guys I keep in touch with from it. And that's cool. Our producer on it, Gary Brown, I still keep in touch with him. We have the same birthday. We'll always wish each other a happy birthday on that day. It's a time in your life, and that's the way I look at everything. You look at the wall in your room, and if you broke it up into pieces, everything that you do is a piece of the puzzle that makes up who you are. And Prison Break was a big piece, big piece. But when I walked away at the end of the day, was I proud of it? Did I feel good about it? Did I do what I hopefully wanted to do with the guy? Yeah. So, I walked away with a good feeling about my time on Prison Break.
Yeah.
But I worked.
Well, sir, thank you so much. I love your work very much, and I appreciate the time very much today.
My pleasure. You take care of yourself.